Alright, it is time for day 6 of the Radiance mod. So, really quick, I do want to point out I do have a border around me. It's a Christmas thing, it's whatever. This is the most Christmassy you're going to see me, but it's just because we're at that time of year. I wanted to have a little hint of festiveness because a lot of people in my community have basically talked about, like, I really haven't seen anything Christmas this year, like anywhere. Like, the festivities are very low. So, just this to remind people, like, hey, it's December, it's supposed to be, like, enjoyable, like, go do stuff, whatever. See lights, see neat stuff around you. So, yeah, that's just why the border looks like that for right now. But, back to the mod itself, we are going to go look for loot, because we are level 80, it is TVHM still, so I'm thinking we do loot midget farming for a little bit, and then we are planning to speedrun UVHM story, maybe do a couple DLCs, and then I do want to go ahead and get to work on OP levels. So, yeah, let's get started. Now, as for actually farming these guys, I gotta imagine it's gonna be pretty easy. We just vaguely stare in their general direction and hold down the funny shoot button, because, well, that infinity we got yesterday is really nutty. Maybe a little bit too much, but that's, oh well, it's just kind of one of those things. So we sit here, trigger anarchy, and then we just start shooting at dudes. Now, one thing I think we do probably want to have going into UVHM is some sort of slagging grenade. So if we can happen upon one, that'd be a really, really good idea. So I don't know if I'll actively really seek it out too hard, but if we find one, it'll be really nice for us. We've got the EMP5. Raiders EMP5. Okay. Dust off the beta EMP5. Crit damage of 2.8 times. Seems to basically be a good old doll SMG. Damage obviously is pretty decent on it. We are wearing a B shield too, so that will help. But it just kind of feels like a nice doll SMG. Yeah, I'm still not really sure how I feel about loot midgets being able to just drop the entire world of loot on you. Of course, I think they are going to get reduced in quality a little bit, because as of right now, they're dropping basically 3 items per kill. And that's a lot. So, yeah, it makes sense that that would get nerfed a little bit. We've got a hammer. So this is Vladov, it's got a decent fire rate, 72 mag. Oh, okay, so yeah, this thing just seems to fire really, really fast. 1.5 times crit. It's got the bayonet on it for that melee there, but I don't think that's normal. This just seems like a good assault rifle, pretty sure. Okay, so we've got a new relic here called Deadshot, which provides critical damage and sniper rifle damage. That just seems like a direct upgrade to the hollow point, because it has no downside with it, and it's only 2 upsides. So, sure, we'll keep that. I guess if I shoot Death Trap with Slag, he could probably apply a lot of our slag for us. I'm not necessarily relying on his damage, so that is just a net positive for me. And also, if he does decide to shock things or melee things, at least he'll deal bonus damage when they get killed. So, yeah, this just seems like a good idea. And another thing I would really like to see would be a sham. A sham would be absolutely incredible for us. It would allow me to rocket jump way more consistently throughout UVHM. The movement will feel nice, and that's mainly the reason I want it. We've got an item here called Bulwark. So I'm assuming this is a tanky weapon. There it is. Okay, so without it, about 30... Oh! I've just realized the effect. It just increases my shield capacity. So without it, and then with it. Okay. So that's pretty neat, and it seems like it instantly triggers recharge? Or it could just be my shield capacity. Either way, kinda neat. Oh, okay. So, the hollow point gives nearly double the crit that the Deadshot does. It still has that -2 overall damage though, so It would be worth it with a high crit weapon, but I doubt we're going to hit crits, so I'm probably not going to try to run that. Alright, we've got a Deepa with a Hyperion Grip. Sure, why not? We've got the Vampire. It says blah blah blah. Of course it does. So does this... What do you do? Oh, it absorbs my life, and then I get it back on kills, if I had to guess. I'm using Corrosive against a Corrosive man. Hold on. Okay, so the Vampire absorbs my life, but if I kill something, I get a burst of health regen, it seems. I don't know if it's strong enough to make up for the amount of health loss, but I guess if you were rolling, this might not be a bad idea. Okay, we've got an actual Fibber here. So we could use this. The mag size is a little bit low, though. But it would apply a decent amount of B shield damage, so we might as well hold on to it just in case. Alright, we've got a meat shield for Death Trap, we've got a level 80 Usurper. Honestly, if I don't get any more drops here in a couple minutes, I might just take both of these and go. The meat shield for Death Trap especially is going to give us so much damage on him. So that would be really, really nice. Oh yeah, with the meat shield on, that trap can just kind of get rid of everybody. Oh my goodness, he can really get rid of everybody. Wow. Let's see what he does here. Okay, so without the spin attack, not a one-shot, but also he's slag, he's not even fire element, so he could be dealing matching element bonus as well, which is further proof that that trap can actually deal damage. And, yeah, modded, but he's essentially vanilla in terms of his damage spread and his damage bonuses he gets from our skill tree. So we're seeing basically vanilla Death Trap damage working here. Although, he does get buffs to shock damage, so if I made him shock, he would get the melee damage and the shock damage on his melees. So if I happen upon a shock infinity, which I might do, that would be incredible for him. Alright, so we've been farming loot midgets for a while now. Haven't particularly gotten many things that I wanted, so we're going to go ahead and move on to target farming from here. I would like to get a shock infinity. I still would like to get a sham. Of course, we did get that Usurper, which has a 32% absorb chance. Pretty big capacity overall, so I could use that. But those are the two main things that I'm really interested in. I could get a Sheriff's Badge, but I might just wait until later. Until we're into like OP levels if I really feel like I need it. So yeah, we're gonna go target farm, Infinity first, Sham second. You know that whole thing about using Shock and Awe to get through the video game that I was talking about? How like we didn't need equipment for that? Well, apparently, Death Trap is another good example of this. When he doesn't miss his entire spin attack, hold on, yeah. So if he decides to play the video game, we just kind of get to win. Thanks. Alright, so we've got our Shock Infinity now, so we can go ahead and put out some shock damage alongside Death Trap and applying shock to him. Yes, it's really bad parted one, but I'm okay with that because we can make up for it just by stacking Anarchy once. Suddenly it does damage, so I think we're okay on that front. We'll also get the extra crap tons of damage that we get from having Death Trap out in general. So it should be good. And then if we do have a shock-resistant enemy, I have a non-elemental Infinity waiting for them. So yeah, this by itself should be good, even without getting a Sham. I think our Usurper will do fine. We are level 80, it's a level 80 shield. The Bada is level something, 32. So hopefully it's got enough capacity to go ahead and tolerate this. I guess we'll find out. And let's just get started with UVHM. Alright, so UVHM plan is basically just to try to commit speedrun as fast as I can. We're going to shock Infinity a lot of stuff, maybe non-elemental Infinity a lot of stuff, throw out a Bouncing Bonnie for the slag chance there, We have a dead shot on, but it could be, honestly, even this shock relic would probably be better for us and Death Trap. And then the plan is to just summon Death Trap at the start of a clearing area, clear the area, and then get on with life. Right, so first test of Death Trap here. Go ahead and throw him out. Go ahead and watch him try to apply shield to a random enemy. And watch him put in work. Like, a lot of work. Really, really fast. Seems like a pretty winning recipe. Blowing myself up might be bad, though. I probably should have gotten a low-level slag grenade. Oh well. We'll live. So I guess that apparently slag is not as necessary in UVHM with this mod. It only provides a 62.5% damage increase in UVHM, whereas in normal and TVHM it applies 25% more damage. So not as necessary to apply, sort of just a nice plus if you do still apply it if you are a person who already has that ingrained into your playstyle, but you could probably play without it, and apparently it'll work fine. Okay, maybe Death Trap won't really get to play the game too much if we're just kind of just doing this thing a little bit here. Yeah. Oh well. At least we're going forward. I'm about to make a poor life choice here. So we have Meat Shield and we have With Claws. So I'm just gonna kind of just hopefully do this to him. I don't have a melee weapon on, so I don't actually know if I'll do good damage. But we'll find out pretty quick. And worst case, I'll probably just switch shields really quick and then go back to dealing normal gun damage. I might die though, realistically. Oh, I was in the way. Actually, you know what? About that whole meat shield idea, I'll just do this instead. Go get him. Okay, that trap has failed me, but it's okay. You got him anyway. It is pretty funny, the fact that well, actually, I don't know if it's funny. I think it's just... It kind of is cool, the fact that I have been able to just kind of goof with Shock and Awe, and then I decided to try Anarchy, and then I found out that trap still feels good, and a lot of stuff like that. So there's been a lot that I've been able to play with and really like tinker with, and it's all felt reasonable to me. Of course, like Shockstorm is Vanilla's damage, so it isn't too great, but that can be fixed, so that's fine. But everything else has felt pretty fun to toy with. I don't know if I've ever gotten to play a character quite like this. Typically, whenever I enter UVHM, I'm level 50, I've got relatively decent enough gear to open up UVHM, and I'm kind of just like scrapping through. But I was able to kind of prepare and line up a build that I wanted to use for the run. And the only goal is to go forward and not to stop and grind XP or loot or anything like that. So this could be just a nice thing if this is what you're into. Because I think I like it. Alright, Wilhelm. We really are just kind of pipelining this. It is kind of just like that, though. Alright, so debuffed. Death Trap. Are you gonna help? Oh, he's helping. Oh, he helped a lot. Okay, cool. Thanks. Oh, there's a tubby. We have to stop. Oh, get that blue out of here. Hold on. There we go. And we got another Usurper with the higher absorb chance. And a Deadly Bloom. And a Bearcat. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and favorite that real quick. Throw that on. And Bearcat, are you different? you do Bearcat stuff. Cool, I can respect that. Okay, so apparently the Bearcat has actually been buffed. So if you liked using the Bearcat on, say, Krieg before, you might like it even more in this mod, just because apparently it's stronger. Bloodwing. Kind of like, just kind of do this. Maybe add Death Trap to it. Yeah, not the best I've ever done for damage, but not terrible. Of course, if I weren't just relying on an infinity and kind of just doing a funny thing right now, it might go better. Or if I had stacks for Bloodwing, that'd be good too. There we go. Not too bad. I guess this is a good spot to test our melee damage. It's based off of shock. We could be a melee duo with that trap. Okay, cool. Now, of course, I'm not gonna really use the melee build too much, but I'm just saying, if we got a melee weapon that added an extra, I don't know, 200% melee on top of the funny slash, we'd probably be rolling pretty darn hard. It's very possible. Now, I feel like I am obligated to show this, but of course this is a vanilla issue, so if this works, you can't blame the mod, this is a vanilla problem. If I go ahead and summon Death Trap, he's going to go ahead and try to use his res ability, and I just go through here. And wow, suddenly I just have like really insane shield regen. I wonder what could cause this. It's definitely not the fact that Buck Up is permanently applied to my character now that I've gone through a doorway. It's totally not that. I'm not going to abuse this, as I'm probably going to save quit soon. But this is a thing. You could do this. This is a vanilla problem, though, not the mod's fault. I honestly barely saw him until that last second there. Good job, Death Trap. Alright, so no Death Trap to help our damage out. Doing okay still, though. Weirdly, not bad. Especially considering I can't really hit crits from this angle. Summon Death Trap. Forgot to, you know, give him his melee shield that he earned. Yeah, not bad damage. Okay, hopefully Bunker drops us a sham this time. I really was hoping to get an at level 1 eventually, so if we could get one now, that'd be kind of cool. We did not. Okay. Oh well. Alright. Back in this map again. Gonna go ahead, change our max enemy spawn count just a little bit, not too much. And try to get some tubbies again. This time, actually get tubbies though. Alright, we've got an Avenger. Probably does Avenger stuff, I would imagine. Let me out, let me out. Oh, it reloads. Oh, him heavy. Okay, so yeah, we have an Avenger. It is doing Avenger stuff. Seems good. Okay, we've got Miss Moxie's Bad Habit. This is a custom gun. Seems to be just a Moxie DMR. Probably. This is neat. Alright, so we finally managed to get our first Gen 2 comm here. It's a Legendary Anarchist. It's got plus 56% gun damage here. Smaller, lighter, faster here. The typecast here for extra 72% bullet damage on kill skill is pretty nice. Unstoppable Force, which I really like in vanilla, so being able to move around is cool. We've got Overcharged Systems here, so we can in fact buff this and get a little more cooldown for Death Trap. And then we can get gorillas here for the extra gun damage and the extra melee for death trap. So this might genuinely replace my current class mod, because I was using the macro for really, really long. So this would probably be a good change. I like the movement speed in vanilla. All the other skills are just kind of a good plus to have. And then we did get 2 pearls. One of them is a butcher. It does butcher stuff. We've got the Tunguska. It does Tunguska stuff, but maybe better. Probably not. It's just that we're level 80 and not like in OP levels. Maybe better though. Well, we got our catalyst, so let's go ahead and check that out. Also, there's a storm right there. I do see that. So 56% elemental effect damage, more pep, 60% shock, 60% shock. Electrical burn chance there. Cooking up trouble. Kind of works into our build too. Of course, this is only an extra 60% damage compared to if we just ran the Anarchist for the flat 56 here, the extra 36 there, and then whatever we get over here, 70%, so 35% more here. So overall, Anarchist probably still more damage for this build. But if we pick up this storm right here and we just kind of like... Ah, beautiful. Yeah, so as far as I'm aware, the storm's radius has been buffed so that it can actually hit enemies, and it actually does damage. So that's good. This is very useful. Pair this with a Meteor Shield for the extra ammo regen, or better yet, just run a backup magazine relic. Now I can spam this, the same as anything else. We also got a Wanderlust here, so we gotta test it before we get a bunch of stacks. I do have to manual fire it because, well, that's just kind of how life is. Can't really tell because, you know, it's kind of hard to keep track of these little pellets. And most of them seem to not want to go towards the target. Yeah, I think the storm was doing better damage, actually. Okay, we've learned, though. Alright, got a couple more items. So we've got an Unforgiven that has an actually serviceable fire rate. Okay, we like that. That's pretty good. We've got Detron. Okay. It certainly fires a lot of projectiles. Also, I do have to manual fire it, which is okay. So I guess that might be its special effect, is just that it's ×5. And the burn damage seems pretty even with it. And then we do have Judith right here. So remember what Curiosity killed. It is a 2x crit. It seems to have okay damage. And it's a fully auto Jacob's Pistol. Okay. Well, there you go. That's what it is. That's what it does. Alright, so we've got a Godfinger here. It's got a 3x crit. If I had to guess, it probably does Godfinger stuff. Yeah, that seems about right. Seems to be what it basically normally does. Got Sledges. It's just got that 2-fang effect on it. Pretty normal stuff here. Alright, so we did get the Phalanx Shield here. It's a Pearl, 11.3% drop chance rate. And it provides these boosters. And apparently, these are supposed to give increased damage and damage resistance on pickup. So that's pretty cool. That man is gone. Oh my goodness. We've got a Carnage here. It does Carnage stuff. It seems to have a bigger mag. I'm not sure. It feels like it does. Oh, right, because I'm wearing a thing. Okay, so it's probably just a Carnage. And then we do have Radiance. So this is the namesake of the mod. I'm curious if this is chosen in particular for any reason, or simply just the name for the sake of the name. Okay, so with the Radiance here, apparently it has a larger splash radius, and it always applies its dot. So this could be pretty neat if you need to apply dots and you need it guaranteed. Say if you were playing like a Hellborn Krieg or somebody and you just need to put out dots for elemental elation or something similar, you could do this. And this should be good. Alright, we've got a new weapon here called Stock Market. Stonks. Critical damage of 2.4. It's Hyperion. Curious about what it does. I wonder if its damage is based off of our max money? Or something like that. It fires in bursts whenever you're zoomed in. Okay. That's odd. Not entirely sure exactly what it does, or what it is trying to do. Okay, so I guess the stock market is a culmination of every brand's unique effects put into one. Minus not being able to throw it, of course, because, well, it's not that gun. But still, this is neat. That's a good concept. Alright, we've got a gun called Human Resources. Hold on, where are you? There you are. It'll be a great addition to our company. Times one. I might have to shoot a guy to see what this does. So, yeah, as far as I can tell, the special effect is the high damage and the pretty good crit on it. Yeah, okay. That seems to be the effect. Really high crit, really high damage, single pellet shoddy. Probably good for farming dudes. Very good for farming dudes, actually. Alright. We have been trying to farm these guys for a considerable amount of time now. We did not get the legendary Robo tier, but I think the plan will be to wait till OP 10 and then test it out when we get there. Because, simply put, it would just take too much time to get it right now, when we could just have it later and then show it off later. I don't think it's going to be vital to our build or how we progress through OP levels or even DLCs, so we'll just forego it for now. I have made a terrible choice on accident, though we're about to hear and see some terrifying things, but it's okay, we have the damage. Truly some of the worst noises I've ever heard from this game. That sounds terrifying. Okay. Oh. We didn't even kill them all. There we go. Alright. UVHM Jack and Warrior. Same idea as last couple runs. Very gross. Alright, DT, I'm trusting you. Alright, thank you. And there we go. UVHM story is done. That took longer than I expected it to. Almost entirely because an hour of it was spent farming tubbies. I am going over the amount of time I would normally record by a whole hour because of those, but that's just kind of the luck of the draw with tubbies. It is what it is. We'll get the we'll get the Robo tier later. We'll test it later. It's fine. Weird gun here called the Vesper. Seems neat. It's got a bouncy thing, or is that because of my skills? I actually can't tell with this character. It seems cool though. Yeah, that burst fire where it dumps the entire mag is pretty fun. That's a cool effect. Right, there we go. So, yeah. Good day. I did enjoy being able to just plow through the story and stuff. Of course, getting stuck was a little bit unfortunate, but it's fine. Tubbies are just like that. It is what it is. Day 6.